I love filming reactions next to this screen box because in reality, Drew Barrymore is a beautiful and tanned woman, but for the box art, they have drained all the blood out of her face. Thus, by comparison, my pale Scottish ass looks beautifully tanned. So, you know, maybe get yourself to a beach once in a while, Drew. Maybe if you didn't spend all that time in a house, you wouldn't have been killed.
I walked in the shadow of death, left the fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again for another reaction in the Fargo series. This is episode 1 of season 5 and it is called The Tragedy of the Commons. Now last week on my Patreon before I started this, I gave people the option to watch the Penguin miniseries before we went into this show because I'd heard lots of great things about it and a few of my patrons suggested I do it. So I threw that out there, but the unanimous decision was people wanted me to go straight into season 5 because they think it is one of the best ones, so I'm absolutely hyped because last season was good, but just nothing like the first 3 level of good. And the only downside of going straight into season 5 is I'm actually feeling fucking anxious, you know, knowing there's only 10 episodes of this left. I don't like it. I wish there was 10 seasons of Fargo. Is too good. So yeah, kinda begrudgingly going straight into this, knowing this is my last 10 weeks ever of Fargo, at least for a few years, which absolutely sucks, but also I've heard this is a return to form, so I cannot wait to see what they have in store for me this time. So yeah, without further ado, this is The Tragedy of the Commons, episode 1, season 5. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. That's like opposite of passive aggressive. That's like aggressively passive. Oh, some shit's going down straight away. Scandia Middle School. Is this a place in Fargo? Are we back in Fargo this season? I hope we're back in Fargo. Shout out to that stuntman that just Hail Married it over those seats there. I was wondering what they were here for. Fall Festival Planning Committee has caused this level of riot. What the fuck?
No one's listening to me!
Yeah, you know, put your hands on a fucking innocent woman, try to leave, get tased, bitch. Oh shit. Yeah, maybe don't tase the police officer. But you know, we can chalk that one up to the millions of innocent people that have been tased over the years. You know, they deserve one back. Kinda feel bad for this woman already though. She was just trying to peacefully leave with what I assume is her daughter and not get involved in the chaos, and because other people put their hands on her, she retaliated. And I blame the police officer, actually, for witnessing that scenario and not just instantly letting her leave for defending herself with a taser. Yes, okay, back in Fargo and it is 2019, let's go. And just for the record, that wasn't even my beef for last season. I liked the scenic change to Kansas and I liked the time period change. Neither of those two things made a difference in my perception of its quality.
You should have thought about that before you tased the officer.
Should have thought, oh boy, I hope my daughter don't see her mama carted away in handcuffs.
To be fair, that woman never saw the exchange. The cop put his hand on her from behind. She turned and tased. She didn't see the badge and then tase him.
He came at me like something from a zombie movie. Which don't come at a mama lion when she's got her cub.
It seemed like that whole paragraph was a reference to last season with the zombie and the mama lion, etc.
You know what they call a herd of lions? A pride.
The most beautiful police officer I have ever seen in my life is dropping some good knowledge there. I mean, she could have said the most dumb shit ever. I'd be like, oh, that's deep. That's so deep. She's the best.
Can I at least fix my hair?
No. Oh, her last name is Lion as well, right. That makes sense.
I just don't want this to turn into a big deal.
Okay.
Will she be charged for that? I hope there's CCTV footage of the situation. If they had any sort of CCTV to review, surely the charges would be dropped.
Looks like you had a heck of a time of it.
Last school board meeting I ever do.
Oh my god, it was a school board meeting. Yeah, that checks out. School board and parent-teacher types are just all fucking weird when they get in the same room together. If you've never seen it, one of the funniest videos is, I forget the name of the church, but if you type in parish church Zoom call, it's a famous call that went viral of an English church and all the elder members of the church having a Zoom call. Should be the most peaceful thing ever, and they all fucking hate each other, and it's so political. It's hilarious. You should check it out.
Okay, I had the taser. Although on second thought, maybe better if I hadn't been so freewheeling with it.
She seems like she's got a little bit of Peggy in her, this character.
Mom said she's putting Danish graves on it, so...
You told your mom?
I'm assuming these two are partners, but I don't know if they're married, if that was their kid or a previous marriage kid. Unsure yet.
I mean, on top of the 50 hours a week I spend raising money for the PTA, the Girl Scouts, and the new library.
Fucking hell, none of those sound like paid jobs. How does she make money? I don't know if I'm completely overlooking that music cue and the synonymousness with that being obviously the way they would introduce Castle Transylvania. Opening, throwing it out there prediction, has this season got vampires? Because that was definitely how you introduce Count Dracula's fucking house. You have the organ going and you establish a wide shot of the giant property.
Okay, we're ready here. If you want to alert Mrs. Lyon.
Hey, come here. Dad did it backwards. Hey,
What? This is a Secret Service dude, so these people must be really important in some way.
I'm here.
Who the fuck is this? Who is this?
Where's my granddaughter?
I'm here, Nana.
Where?
Right here.
How progressive.
Oh, was that her way of saying, why are you dressing like a boy? What a bitch. Damn. Wear a little suit and now all of a sudden you're getting discriminated against out here. Thought she looked very sharp.
What the heck?
It's about strength. Projection of our values as a family.
So my guess is she's some sort of Republican politician? The festivity really was heightened by the blue and red guns though, you can't lie.
We talked about offlining this conversation until...
Mommy's after police.
Oh, we don't need to talk about that now, do we? No.
Very awkward table talk so far. Doesn't seem to be much genuine love at this table.
Should be considered an admission of...
Well, whatever happened, you know, I...
Automatically like that character, he can do no wrong.
We're trying to raise money to expand thrillers and mysteries.
Can't you just give money like a normal person?
Fucking hell, that detached level of privilege is infuriating.
Mama,
Yeah?
are you going to jail?
You mean again?
Hard to tell if that was a joke or a genuine backstory I want to know more about.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Pirates.
That's so unrealistic. Nowadays parents just put their voices into ChatGPT and have it read it to their kids.
If you try to touch me right now, I'm gonna have to tase you too.
Message received.
Yep, fairly straightforward way to put it.
Bother you if I watch Blue Bloods?
Knock yourself out.
That's how you make a relationship work. Fair compromise.
Grab your gear.
She hasn't had her biscuit yet.
Oh, stop for donuts on the way, how about?
Donuts?
I don't think there's a kid in the history of humankind that has ever turned down donuts for breakfast. Who the fuck is that? What is this? Why is the guy wearing a kilt? This better not be the first Scottish character they're introducing into the show. Otherwise, I've got some choice words for Noah fucking Hawley. Some people find masks scary. All you need to remind yourself is they're so inefficient in a fight. Like, your first move with that guy is grab his hammer wrist and then twist his mask around. Now his only choice is to, like, fumble it forward again or remove it. And then his mask was meaningless to begin with. What is she doing? I like her strategy, but I don't know what she's doing. Is she trying to lead them to follow the string? Why would they be targeting this poor woman's house is another question. So many questions at the start of every season. I know it must be annoying to some people, but then I'm sure some people can relate entirely because they were thinking the same things in their head that I just vocalized for you guys. And that's the only trick to being a reactor. Just think something and then remember you have to actually say it out of your face as well. I learned that the hard way from my last reaction channel where I just blankly stared at shows. Didn't really get received well. What is her game plan here? I mean, just by the way the bed sheet is, it looks like she's crawled underneath the centre of the bed, but again, if she's smart enough to try and lead them upstairs by string, perhaps she's smart enough to have tricked them.
Where's this bitch?
Fargo's good at making weird, creepy duos though. Once again, we've got some stoic guy that does no talking, wearing a kilt, just creepily walking about the place. And then we've got a talker of the duo. Oh shit! Well, if you ain't got a firearm, that's a good fucking counter. Take that, you prick. I don't even know who you are, but I'm assuming you're a prick. Yeah, the old flamethrower trick only really works once. No, she was doing so good. Fucking hell, respect to that stunt actress that took that stair tumble as well. Jesus Christ. What a scene though. There's a guy upstairs writhing in pain with a burnt face. She's just knocked herself out falling down the stairs. We still have no idea why they're even here, and Keltman is slowly pursuing her. You better at least be Scottish, you cultural appropriating fuck. I'm joking. If someone else wants to wear a kilt, I do not have a problem with it. Oh shit! She's so resourceful. What a G. Fucking ice skate, you know. She has done a number on Two-Face and sudden death over here.
But he didn't say nothing about with all her teeth. You feel me?
Fucking hell, they better not. Ah, that's fucked the way she just disappeared there before the scene went to black. I'm assuming suggesting she was taken. I guess from what we've gathered from everything we've seen so far, the only thing we can assume is she's been kidnapped because she's a relative to this super powerful lady who was taking the photos at her fancy house, maybe? Halloween as well. I hope this whole season's Halloween themed. I love seasons that are just focused on places. I've heard the next Batman film set at Christmas, and I think that's great because the first one was Halloween, so you've got the Halloween aesthetic in the first movie, all snow and shit in the second movie. It really adds a colour palette and sort of an additional theme and layer you can play with when you set it at specific time periods. To me, that wouldn't initially suggest a struggle. If I stumbled into my house and saw that and didn't see my partner, I would assume they had accidentally hurt themselves with an ice skate and rushed themselves to the hospital. I accidentally cut my friend's arm open with a samurai sword one night. If people had walked into that flat while me and him were at the 24-hour A&E in Glasgow, they would have probably thought there'd have been a murder or something.
Oh, there's some kind of a burnt hat maybe upstairs.
Not bad, at least he found the two primary spots that are technically the crime scenes. She actually put up such a great fight. She's done a great job of collecting evidence. There'll be hair samples and shit inside of that guy's mask, so you'll get the DNA from the inside of his ski mask, and the blood sample from the ice skate was the other guy. So she's literally, through her attack, got DNA swabs of both the culprits.
Expect a ransom demand somewhere in the next 48. Probably for some real cheese.
Captain Hook's gotten to the bottom of this shit pronto.
Why they think I'd break the bank for some low-rent skirt my son knocked off.
Hey,
Her vocal delivery is fucking incredible. I don't know who this actress is. I hope this isn't her normal speaking voice, but the way she's saying everything from the back of her throat, almost looking down on the sentences she has to say.
Insurance. Oh. Doesn't she?
Foreign and domestic. We're checking to make sure it applies to the daughter-in-law.
Fucking hell, I didn't even know kidnapping insurance existed. What a horrific kind of insurance. And also, if you were that insurance firm, surely you would just kidnap people to heighten people's need for kidnapping insurance, no? Now there's a fucking hustle waiting to happen. Let's do it, guys. Yeah, it's the BA kidnapping insurance firm. If you want your daughter back, you'll get that fucking insurance, mate. Wow, so beautiful lady cops dealing with some red letters at home. Is that just the wage you get as a cop? I thought police got decent basic wages. Why the fuck is she struggling for money so much?
Did you put in for the regional?
$2,500.
No kidding.
Is this the reason they're broke? Because she's a hard-working cop and he's some guy that has a dream of being a golfer, so he keeps entering tournaments with all their fucking joint bank account money.
Still there, stop whining.
Oh, he's Irish. Alright, well, you know, I'll let you off, Noah.
Could you take me to a veterinarian?
What?
You know, like in the movies, because they're also a doctor, just for animals.
It's true, every crime show ever uses the vet is also trained as a doctor loophole to get like some illegal surgery. I think the driver's Irish. He sounded Irish to me, not Scottish. Well, that police car certainly looks suspicious of them straight away.
Did you get the truck?
Stole it, like you said, over in St. Cloud.
That's such a fucking dumb move. That's asking for a random stop by a police car.
What do we do?
Shut up.
What do we do?
Shut up.
What do they do? It's one of those ones where if it's resorting to old Fargo tropes, these criminals will be prepared to leave the police in the fucking snow as well. You know, if the movie's anything to go by, season 1 of Fargo's anything to go by, these cops might be getting killed.
38 in the glove box. And you don't get any funnier.
Before he could even tell her not to get any funny ideas, she's rad. They'll have to kill the cops now. They have to kill the cops. I didn't think this was going to end good for the police.
Christ on a stick.
I mean, that is a very bulletproof door right now. You gotta feel bad for this cop, Jesus Christ. I love how the police lights are illuminating this scene, it's brilliant lighting. Wait, what?
Evading pursuit.
Oh, okay. He just ran away. I thought they were going with some weird supernatural explanation there, because I thought the other guy had that angle flanked to see him run. I guess not. So now that woman's on the run in handcuffs. Oh, I was going to say, and we've got a cop on the run. Well, at least the cops caught up with her before the criminals did. Oh, shit. That was done so well, just out of the blackness. That's how it would be if you're trying to protect yourself with a gun against pitch blackness. You don't know where the shot's coming from. Sit and duck.
Son, get down before you lose your head.
Working a night shift already sucks so much. That is the guy I feel sorry for the most in this whole episode, including the people that have been killed.
Just stay calm. Backup will be here soon.
Fuck. This is tense.
There's a bathroom back there. It'll have a window.
Right, yeah. Yeah, good thinking.
And this woman is so resourceful. I love how they've written her already. It's not unrealistic. She didn't like spin kick those two guys in the house. She fought with fucking guerrilla tactics and saved herself. She put lighter fluid at the entrance so she can just set it on fire if she needs to. Did this woman used to be special ops or something? Just a really quirky Navy SEAL. You would think if there's a broken window they could already be inside, but there is no way they have crawled through that window and not cut themselves on those shards of glass. And what is her plan with these glow sticks here? I'm interested, I just have no idea why that would give her any sort of tactical advantage. Other than, you know, bit of light if you need to pee, which is always welcome. Was that the guy with the burned face she heard? Oh, fuck. Well, bag of ice might work. Kilt Man is definitely the more fearsome of the two, I would say, considering he looks like he's quantum leaped out of the 16th century, which is already initially terrifying. Oh shit! She has fucked this guy up this episode. That's gotta be him done. If you're breaking the porcelain toilet off the back of your head, that's a potential brain hemorrhage right there. I don't want to see this guy get up for the rest of this episode. I love the way they're filming this. They're so good at choosing what to make slow motion, what not to make slow motion. I don't know how you even decide, as a filmmaker, you know, what particular shots are gonna work better in slow-mo, etc. There's a real art form to that, because, you know, you can take the piss like Zack Snyder and 2/3 of your film is basically slow-mo. You might as well be doing still comics at that point. But when used well, it's effective to build tension and things like that. Oh no! Oh my god. Oh, I completely missed that next bit of gunfire due to the hilarity of the minute before. They should have let that fucking air horn death simmer for a little 30 seconds there. How can you expect anybody to maintain their concentration after that moment? The poor guy had so much faith in the air horn. The fucking air horn let him down, man. It's a Greek tragedy. Smart. Smart, but not quick enough. Does this woman really need any backup at all, ever? I think they've all made a really, really big mistake messing with this woman. I don't know who she is, I don't know where she's came from, but I know it's best to leave her where she's at.
Okay. I'm gonna twist
Fuck.
it.
Oh, she's gonna have to twist it round, isn't she? This is gonna be brutal.
Can you hold it? Yeah.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. It will hurt, but you gotta twist that shit around.
It's not my first getaway.
Oh, fuck off, John Wick. Tell us what you did. This woman has a history, and I need to know it.
By the front door.
Breathe in.
Even that's brilliant, because you can't even criticise her for taking her eyes off the guy at the front door. The cop was literally bleeding to death and she had to act instantaneously to save his life. Of course that distracted her momentarily. Usually there'd be some bullshit reason and it would be bad writing, but in that case, yeah, she panicked because there was a guy dying. Yo, this first episode has been no less than absolutely epic. Also crazy how they've brought back the window scraper, this time as a life-saving device. Do not think that shit went over my head. It is yet again another window scraper saving someone else's life out here. You're not a real dad unless you hit them with a choke slam at that point. Time for bed, but not before I get the 3 count, you little shit. Don't worry, I'm not a parent. Yeah, if I was you, mate, I wouldn't even spend too much time standing at the window moping about it. If you had any idea what your wife was capable of, you would be getting a sound night's sleep just now, and leave your front door unlocked because she'll be back in no time. Because he's wearing tight trousers and stuff and looks like, you know, not your traditional manly look, I was going to make a bunch of jokes earlier about her wearing the pants in the family and him doing the dishes, etc. That is 100% accurately what happens in this relationship, and if he doesn't, he's getting dropped on his little bitch head. Yeah, see? Even he knows. Is that the daughter sneaking around?
Just making sure Scotty... Well, she didn't get her bits quick yesterday.
Oh, it's his fucking wife. I thought that was the daughter sneaking back in. She didn't even want to make a noise.
I just must have cut myself is all. Earlier.
Why wouldn't she want to tell him about the situation? It makes me think maybe these two guys were actually here for her and not to kidnap her because she's a relative of that rich lady.
I had some of the winter things out prepping for the seasonal changeover.
Yeah?
And I guess I must have put them too close to the curlers.
Yeah, seriously, why is she working so hard to cover for this kidnap attempt?
I had a bad day. I needed some time to clear my head.
What the fuck? Is this gonna be like the long kiss goodnight and she's a secret assassin or some shit? Why the fuck else would she just be explaining away this shit? Would not like to see this woman's breaking point. And also, if I wasn't directly involved in the situation, would love to see this woman's breaking point. Because she never broke during that whole time she was kidnapped. That was her peacefully, casually slicing people's faces with ice skates, setting their faces on fire, and generally hitting them in faces with bags of ice until the back of their heads broke porcelain toilets below them type character, you know? So if anyone actually annoys this lady and doesn't just mildly inconvenience her, I would hate and also love to see the consequences of it. Okay, and that was episode 1 of season 5 of Fargo, The Tragedy of the Commons, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, The Tragedy of the Commons, what did I think of that? What an absolutely incredible first episode to season 5. I was instantly gripped. I liked all the characters they were introducing. It instantly pulled you in by there being this absolutely chaotic fist fight at the parent-teacher conference thing, whatever it is, you know, one of those things. And again, at the time, it seemed like this was the one woman in the room who didn't want anything to do with any of the chaos. I didn't realise she was keeping her calm in that situation because she clearly has some sort of harrowing backstory. But yeah, you know what's weird about it? Even the way she administers her violence seems untrained. Like, you see when she tased that guy, it didn't seem like she tased 1,000 times and it was muscle memory. You know, like when you see a boxer throw a punch, you know that person's trained in punching. You can instantaneously tell the difference between someone who's done 2-3 years in the art of boxing compared to someone you just say, throw a punch. Now throw a punch with your bad hand and then you quickly know who's boxed and who hasn't. But yeah, when she was tasing people, it didn't look quick and tactical and trained. It just looked like how an everyday person with a taser would be in shock and then tase someone. So it gave nothing away as to how formidable she was, just that she was prepared to take it there and had a defense weapon on her, which is cool because already it shows she's resourceful, just, you know, resourceful in comparison to an everyday person at that point. And they didn't bounce around this episode too much, so it gave us a lot of time just to take in the little bits of information they were introducing this episode. Now, she is either married into or is a direct relative of, but I believe it's her husband who's the relative of, some super powerful woman, and I'm guessing she's perhaps a Republican in nature because they were purposely posing with firearms for some sort of Christmas photo as a show of strength, and that's typically something a Republican will do with promotion because they like to get the votes of the pro-gun people traditionally. So that is my opening guess, and also a really far out there guess, but you know, Fargo's got weird shit in it, so I'm putting it down straight away, alright? So when they first introduced that house, there was some really organy Transylvania audio going on, and also just the way the house was framed and shit. It's literally the classic shot when you introduce Transylvania Castle in any classic vampire film. Now, usually I would put that shit out the back of my head, but because sometimes Noah Hawley is so literal with his shit, you mistake it as being not literal. You know, like in the last season we had the Wizard of Oz episode, and it was actually, when you think about it, very literally based on the Wizard of Oz. You know, there was no metaphor to it. And it's either one of two things. Either he's not doing that this season, or my prediction is there's going to be vampires because that organ note and that exterior shot of that house is a traditional vampire movie setup shot. So you know what? I'm just going to like go all in with my chips here. If I was instantaneously to pick who I thought was a vampire, I would go with the rich woman who spoke out of the back of her throat. You know that lady? She would be a perfect vampire, wouldn't she? But yeah, that's like probably so wrong, but I am willing to spitball during these reactions and be completely wrong. It's fine. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, We're at this nice woman's house. I don't know her name yet, but you know the woman I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden, it was like a fever dream. A masked man in a kilt who literally not is only wearing a kilt, but his whole demeanor, his clothing, his hairstyle looks like he is a man out of time, from another time period. Again, is this literal? Is this a literal thing? Is this season going to have time travel? Is this guy actually from a different century, or is he just stylized like that to be a memorable character? But yeah, he walks into shot, and then all of a sudden, these two masked up dudes are now breaking into this woman's house who just seems like an everyday house mother. So my opening thought was like, okay, she's related to this rich lady has a lot of enemies, they're gonna kidnap one of her family members or something like that. But it instantly turned on its head anyway, because she flamethrowered the first guy and then ice skated the second guy. Yes, got captured, but then we didn't even get to see what their plan with her was, other than they mentioned that they had to take her alive. So the two pieces of information we have is that they have to take her alive, and obviously if someone's instructed them to take her alive, they have a boss. So they're working for someone who's hired them, and whoever it is wants her alive. That's really all we've got from that. But yeah, fucking idiot Two-Face stole a car and then never thought to swap the plates, take the plates off, do anything to prolong getting a random stop from a police car, and guess what happened? A random police car stopped them. And in the Fargo tradition, the criminals lit the fuck up out of the police car, killed one of the cops, the other cop was lucky to get away. Kind of a similar scene almost to season 1 as well, you know, when we had Mr. Numbers and Mr. Wrench, and they had the assault rifles and they were closing in on the car in the snowstorm. There was some symmetry to that there. And it was hilarious that Kilt guy, like midway through, turning round to her and saying, now don't try anything stupid. She's already out the door running, mate. What are you talking about? You think she's going to give you a second to get your little Bond villain speech out? She's halfway down the fucking street. Better get a move on. Still unsure, by the way, where the fuck exactly Kilt Man is from. Obviously, I see the kilt, I think Scotland, but then I heard him talk a few times and I thought, oh, that sounds more Irish. Now I'm back to fully confused. Hopefully we get more dialogue with him next episode and I'll be able to put my finger on this fucker's geographic location. Whole supermarket segment was awesome. Absolutely hilarious setup and payoff to the cop asking the cashier, like, you got any weapons? And the cashier saying, like, yeah, an air horn. It blows air. And then him literally having the balls to pop up from behind the counter with the air horn and then just gets shot to death. It was absolutely incredible. You know, I try and think back at the hardest times I've laughed during reactions, but that was a fucking brilliant joke. And for every idiot, you need a straight man, and the way that the assassin just nonchalantly gunned him, he was the straight man of that mini sketch, and it just worked perfectly. And then, yeah, more layers to this woman's character gets revealed. She wasn't just lucky with the flamethrower and the ice skate, now she's got bags of ice, she's like cracking glow sticks and putting them in different rooms. She is an incredibly resourceful woman. I am desperate to know what in the fuck she did before she just decided to knit and watch television all day. Absolutely decimates Two-Face in the bathroom with the ice cubes on the ground and ice cube bag to the face combination into a toilet. Wow. And yeah, then on top of that, we think, oh, the kilt guy's the more dangerous one, and oh, he's smart, he's using a mirror, only for her to be creeping up in his blind spot in the middle side and knocks him out as well. This woman is a fucking danger, a menace, and a savage, and I'm here for it. And on top of that, we have the most beautiful lady cop of all time on the case, getting to the bottom of shit. This season is just shaping up to be absolutely excellent. I feel like it's got to have an inevitable bit of a downhill next week, and maybe we settle for a moment, because that first episode was just absolutely epic. I feel like that in and of itself could have had one additional half hour tacked on the end explaining why that woman is so dope, and it would have been a good movie, kind of like The Long Kiss Goodnight. But yeah, sometimes I just run out of great things to say about Fargo, and all I can say is I absolutely loved that episode. 10 out of 10 episode. Brilliant start to the season. Cannot wait to see what happens next. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. To become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron Patreon, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.